So this is probably has been a very anticipated video, and I'm actually, this is going to be kind of fun, but I'm pretty sure a lot of people have kind of wanted me to do this. But I'm actually going to be doing a demonstration of the Necronomicon Spellbook rituals. So I'm in my main living room here, which is kind of like the main ritual space of the house. However, technically speaking, according to Necronomicon tradition, it does not have a north-facing window. That is actually a south-facing window, which is why all of the Necronomicon rituals that happen around here actually occur in an upstairs bedroom with a north-facing window. But for the purposes of this demonstration, this is the best place to do it in, given the spacing and the lighting. So if I do any more of these demonstrations and stuff, it's going to be in this room. And that, I picked it not only for the location and stuff, but also because it's not technically ritualistically appropriate that the energies more subconsciously and psychologically and all that would be mundane for the demonstration purposes rather than actually raising energy and stuff, because that would just be befuddled given the fact that I'm not exactly following the protocol. So in terms of the materials that you're going to need for a Necronomicon Spellbook ritual, you either need this in physical copy or on PDF. You're going to need at least a piece of paper. I like to use index cards. I've been using them for years now. A black marker, a lighter, and 2 candles. Now these candles have only been used for Necronomicon Spellbook rituals, and that is kind of a thing. So if you're going to use candles, they can only be used for Necronomicon Spellbook rituals. Yep. And then, if you progress through the gate walking and stuff like that, or if you are very, very ritualistically specific, like I am, then you follow other protocols. So one of the things that's listed in the Book of Calling is to have the Amulet of Ur around your wrist when you do callings, right? So let's see. I'm just going to set up a couple more things, and then I'm going to get started. So in terms of, first, you got to think of your goal, right? You got to think of what you want your spell to be for. So if I'm looking through here, I already have a goal in mind, right? So what I'm looking for is a specific one. And, tonight I think I'm going to go with ZC, which is number 19. So, if you have the book or you look it up on PDF and stuff, you know what it looks like, or you can always look that up. So there's going to be a little bit of jumble in the screen because I'm actually going to use the laptop as a means of holding the book open. Up and down. How about you stick around there, right? So, this is all pre-prep stuff, but I just thought I'd walk you through every single step here, okay? And that clinking is actually the Amulet of Ur hitting the floor there. So you basically want to be kind of devoid of stuff. Know your intention, but don't call anything in or whatever. Have kind of a pure state of mind. So you might want to meditate first or whatnot. I just went for a walk outside, so I'm pretty clear-headed. So I'm gonna make the sigil first before drawing the circle around it, right? Just drawing it real quick. And the goal is to get as close to the image as you possibly can. I know that in the book it says, you do not change a line or whatever, but that's where intention really comes in. You try to get as perfect as possible because not everyone is an artist here. Let's be honest, right? So I have the sigil drawn here, right? Now, what I like to do, which just kind of helps me, and it helped me along the way, especially when I was learning all the names and their power words and stuff, was I put the name on top, and I put the power word on the bottom. Hopefully my cat behaves because she's running around. Hopefully she doesn't bump the screen later on. So I got the power word or the name on top and the power word on the bottom. And that really helps for like reinforcement and reference, right? Especially when you're learning these things. So if we go over to the steps, which is actually written in a really cool font, I might add, right? So, first step is to think of your goal, find the sigil, and then make it in black ink. Then you got to pick a time when all the energy is physically and psychically low. I'm actually alone in my house right now, so that's, other than the cat running around like crazy, that's pretty much the best time for me. Yep. So, also, the moon should be waxing, I might add. Not entirely sure if it is right now, but we're just going with it, mainly because this is a demonstration piece. So, what you really want to do, and I'm actually going to play around with this here. So I thought I'd show this for dramatic effect. I'm actually being lit up by my phone right now, just for the demonstration of it. But when you're doing this, after you make your sigil and stuff, it's got to be dark, right? So that's why I have the lights off. Now for the rest of this, I'm probably not going to have the lights off just for more of a demonstrative purpose. But what you want to see, it's not the phone or whatever, but the way that you want to structure this is you have your two candles on either side of the sigil, right? Okay, now that the light's back on, I can pretty much continue. Because I'm basically following the steps through the book just to make sure that I can be as thorough as possible. Because at this point, I kind of do this a little bit differently because I've been working with the system for so long. On a side note, I'm wearing all black, which is tradition towards for the Necronomicon Spellbook and the gate walking and stuff. So that's the reason why I got this kind of robe-looking thing on, and I even got black dress pants on. It's pretty much the only blackish pants that I have. But anyway, so after you're in the dark and you have your candles lit around your sigil, right, you take a minute and you quiet your mind. You take as long as you need to. People that have been meditating for a really long time, or that have a great deal of focus, they can do this very quick. But, depending on who you are, it can take you a while to get into that meditative state. You got to be patient with yourself, okay? So you take a minute, you close your eyes, and you're focusing on your goal. What you're really doing is you're seeing yourself at the end result of the goal. Like in the book it says, whether like laying in a pile of cash or something. So whatever your goal is, you don't want to say, I want that. You don't want to phrase it as, I can't wait to have this. I'm asking you for this. It's, this is where I want to be. This is what it's going to look like, right? So, yep. And you have your eyes closed. Yep. So you take 3 deep breaths once you focus on that and you picture it as deep as you can. And you take 3 deep breaths. And when you're taking those breaths, you're focusing on the intention that the name of Marduk is going to hear you. Right? What you want to do is you're gazing at the sigil, like you get an idea of it in your mind. Close your eyes, take the breaths, still holding onto that vision. And then you don't raise your head, but you raise your eyes with your eyes closed. And this creates kind of a disorienting effect to kind of jiggle you out of the conscious mundane whatnot. And once you've reached that, you would recite the prayer. Z kia kanpa, Z ana kanpa, Z dinger kia kanpa, Z dinger ana kanpa. Hear me, O thou, in this case, ZC. Come to me by the powers of the word Mashinana, and answer my urgent prayer. Z kia kanpa, Z ana kanpa. And then you'd still have your eyes closed this whole time, by the way. But you lower your eyes back towards the sigil, and the main idea here is that you have proficiency in visualization. I have videos on visualization, and also my book Magical Theater does talk and give exercises for visualization, by the way. You can find my book on Amazon. And link in the description, all that stuff, to my author's page, blah, blah, and my Facebook page, where you can also find a link to my author's page, yada, yada, yada. So you, with your eyes closed, you lower your gaze back to where the sigil is, because you're taking that energy in, and you're seeing it in your mind, and you form you bring up that picture of your goal again, as vividly as you possibly can, right? So you're lying in a pile of cash, you got a handshake because you got that job, you got that brand new car, whatever it is. You make it as vividly as possible. And one of the things that I talk about with this is you want to not just see it, but feel it. What would it be like to be there? What would it be like to get that thing? How are you going to feel when you get that thing? Are you going to be happy? Are you going to be ecstatic? Are you going to feel warm? Are you going to feel energized? Or is your back up straight? All this other stuff, right? So you want to feel it in your body, feel it in your bones. Let that entire idea just fill you up so intensely that it's like it's going to blow right out of your head, from your feet all the way up, like you're going to burst, okay? That's what you're focusing on after you do the prayer, all right? Once it's welled up crazy, crazy high amounts, like you can't hold it anymore, then you would recite which is step 5, Z dinger kia kanpa, Z dinger ana kanpa. Spirit of the earth, remember. Spirit of the sky, remember. Then focus on your breathing. What you want to do is kind of just stay there until you feel all that energy that you raise. You got to feel it just relax, and not just jump up and like, okay, I'm done. Sit there, relax, come down from that heightened state as quiet as you can get yourself, which is why you're focusing on your breathing, okay? And then what you can do, you leave the candles burning and everything, and it suggests that you touch a physical object near you. Now, this is to ground you. You might, even after the ritual, feel like eating or something, especially, if you're new to this kind of thing. Doing these kinds of rituals can really, really make you hungry. That happened to me when I was starting, like, in Magic and stuff. When I was done with a ritual, I don't care if I ate right before it or whatever, I was famished, I was hungry, right? Yep. So what you basically got to do after, you touch the object and stuff is you take your sigil and you hide it. You put it away, and I had a box for this, I still do, where sigils would go until they were manifested, right? And the next idea is to, keep a journal, write down your experience that you just had and stuff, and you keep the sigil, either on you, it depends on context and stuff. I've talked about this in other videos, but you keep the sigil on you or tucked away until your goal is manifested, and then you can relight your candles. You can take the sigil out. You can call their name. You can say their power word, and you can say thank you to them. And then what I do is the circle around the sigil is to hold that energy in, and you want to set them free now. So you would rip the seal up, right? So that's all of the steps in a nutshell. Yeah. So what I think I'm going to do now is just kind of give you an idea of what it looks like in the dark. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time meditating on it or whatever, because then it's just going to be minutes and minutes of quietness in the dark. It's going to be kind of creepy and whatnot. But we'll see if we can make this kind of look kind of neat, right? So if we have that stuff right there, and then I just got to move over. Z Kiakanpa, Z Anakanpa, Z Dingir Kiakanpa, Z Dingir Anakanpa. Hear me, O thou Zisi. Come to me by the powers of the word Mashinana, and answer my urgent prayer. Z Kiakanpa, Z Anakanpa. Z Dingir Kiakanpa, Z Dingir Anakanpa. Spirit of the earth, remember. Spirit of the sky, remember. And I touched the mundane thing. Now, like I said, this is all sped up and whatnot, but it's a bit of a demonstration, right? So, that looks kind of creepy, kind of not creepy. Turn the light back on. So, in terms of making a demonstration and stuff on this video, I really wanted to be practical with it, just to give a step-by-step and a little bit of a demonstration and whatnot, and kind of be a little bit accurate and things, just to give you guys, as much context as I could give you to perform this yourself. And if you're wondering why I turned the screen down to focus on the sigil, it's because essentially with your mind, that's what you're supposed to be doing. Get it? So I wasn't going to have the camera staring at me the whole time. Whatever. So yeah, if you've worked with the Necronomicon spellbook, let me know about your experiences down below. If you're interested in how to work with the spellbook more, I have my original Necronomicon spellbook video that I did years ago when I was tired and sick and whatnot. It's actually my most watched video, I think. And I have my Necronomicon playlist, my Simon Necronomicon playlist. If you feel like you need more experience and more background knowledge, I have my general magic playlist for that. If you are interested in tulpomancy with magical servitors and psychological servitors slash alternate consciousnesses coexisting with your own, I have a tulpomancy playlist. I have my gods and goddesses playlist, which I'm slowly building. I have my playlist on the Tree of Life, which I'm also slowly building. I also have a playlist on stones and their metaphysical properties. I have my random playlist where I put cat videos and other such things. And I think I have a couple of other playlists, but those are essentially my most important ones. You can check them out on my channel page. If you want to get in contact with me, my email is priestofthenecro@gmail.com. I also have a Facebook page, facebook.com/magicology.yt. And you can just search Magickology YT on Facebook to find me. And you can also find my authors page on there. I have 4 books. I have Magical Theater, which is psychology and magic and how they work together. I have Magical Mechanics, which is principles on how magic functions within our physical reality. I have The Guide to the Spheres and Beyond, which goes along with the Simon Necronomicon to explain how to go through the gatewalking initiatory system. And then I have my own personal magical system, which is illustrated in my book, Handy Sigil Magic, which is gestures and physical movement to activate sigils, like this one, through through raising energy and channeling it through our physical forms. So, like I said, you guys can find all of those books on Amazon. And yeah, you can find a link to that through my Facebook page and whatnot. So let me know what you think about this video, and I might do other and even more extensive ritual demonstrations in the future. I do have one planned on doing the quarter calls for the north, south, east, west, and center gates from the Book of Calling. I'm going to figure out when I'm going to get around to that. But this was fun, interesting. Let me know what you think, and good hunting.